part B of Module 2, Java JSP Basics. So this JSP, a Java Web Technology, its full name, Java Server Pages. Yeah. From its name, you can see what this technology is used for. Yeah. So we will see the main properties of this technology. In our first video of this part, B.1, data presentation problem in servlets. Because in servlets, there is a big problem. Something not very good, big problem. Data presentation problem. So we need a better solution for this problem. So let us look at the problem detail first. Yeah. Let us recall our servlet basics a little bit. All right, so let us look at just this part, data processing in servlets. Yeah. We did several servlet examples. Yeah. So let us recall, how do we present data in a servlet? The typical way to present data in a servlet. Yeah. Here, so let me just put a simple servlet, the main part here. Yeah. Because in order to return data to the users, so we want to make our servlet return HTML content, because the data is presented as an HTML page in a web browser. Yeah. So here, let us look at how do we generate HTML content in a servlet. Yeah. Look at this simple part. Yeah. Very simple method in a servlet. Here I just put the main part. Yeah. So we do not need to include everything. Yeah. This part, similar to our Hello World example. Yeah. Look at our Hello World example, but our Hello World example, we use servlet to generate Hello World. Yeah. That example. Yeah. So this is the HTML content generating part. If you put Hello World string, you will see Hello World, right? So this is the HTML content generated. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Then let me explain line by line here, and then we can do some analysis. First, servlet. When we develop a servlet, we use existing class. It is called HTTP servlet. Extends HTTP servlet. The reason is simple. Because in order to make a servlet to work, there is a lot of HTTP data processing detail. Yeah. Here, let me just point out HTTP processing details. Yeah. But here, we don't want to do that part, right? We as Java programmers, we don't want to deal with the complexity involved in HTTP data processing. Yeah. We want to leave that part to the server, Java server, yeah, Java web server, right? Yeah. So for that reason, this special class is created to do that dirty work, that kind of data conversion dirty work, right? So what kind of data conversion? Basically, the conversion is like this. Yeah. From an HTTP request object to what? To this object. Yeah, let me write HTTP servlet request this object. All right, this kind of conversion, dirty work, is done inside the Java web server. Right? Yeah. All right. So now we don't need to worry about that part. So we start our new servlet. Here, test servlet, we extends HTTP servlet. So we just do the data processing part. All right. So then next one, at overwrite annotation. Yeah, here you notice this line, at overwrite annotation. So what's that for, right? What is that for? Yeah, annotation is used to tell the annotation processing tool to do some special work. All right, so here let me explain what kind of special work should be done corresponding this override annotation. First, we want to make this method doPost override existing doPost method inside that HTTP servlet. It has a list of methods, but those methods are basically empty. Essentially empty. Yeah. We need to provide the code if we want to use some of the methods. We need to provide our own code, so we need to override those methods. Yeah. All right, so we want to do that. But based on experience, think about your own experience. In your Java course 2261, when you override a method, do you always put this annotation? Some of you may do, some of you maybe not, right? Some of you, yeah, because based on my experience, many times when I override existing method, I do not use this annotation. Yeah. All right, so let me tell you the difference. If you do not use the override annotation, if your spelling is the same as the existing one, then you are fine, right? The spelling exactly the same as the existing method, then you do the override without any problem. But in case your spelling is wrong, you missed small character somewhere, then you create a new method. The compiler won't help you to check if your spelling is correct, because the compiler does not know you want to override an existing method, right? So the compiler just treat it as a new method. Then you have trouble, right? Because you want to override existing method. Think about that. Yeah. But with this annotation, if you mistype any part in the name of the method, the compiler will let you know, yeah, so this method. Because the compiler cannot find this method in the HTTP servlet class. So then the compiler would complain, so you can fix it. Yeah. So that's the main reason we use this annotation. Yeah. All right, so let us go to the next line. Server provides two HTTP objects, one for response, one for request. Oh, yeah, request first, then response second. Yeah. In this method, request method and response method. Then this little request, just a variable name, right? Reference name. So you can change to a different name if you like. Yeah, because sometimes people use REQ for short. Yeah, reference name you can change. Yeah, here response, sometimes people also use RES. Yeah, so that's okay. Yeah, all right, but that's just a normal way we use variables. Yeah, all right. Next, then set the content type response header. Yeah, now in this servlet we need to return the HTML content. So you want to set write content header response content header. Yeah, so this line. Yeah, why this header part important? Because after you set this content header, the browser is used to display the content. The web browser is automatically used to display the web content, your page content. If you change to a different response header, the browser won't be called. So you do not have the right software to display the content. Yeah. So that's the reason. Yeah. All right. Then after that, create an output stream object. We know for the communication between client server, we need a stream object. Here, output stream object. Yeah. With respect to our servlet, it should be an output stream object. Right? So here, this one, print writer, that's the class for the output stream content. Yeah. But why this print writer class here? The main reason we want to use this class, because we want to output text content, not binary content. If we want to generate binary content, we need to use a different output stream object. Yeah, so there is another one. Yeah, but here, HTML content, so that's text content. So we should use this print writer output content. All right, then order is important. So when you do these things, you should set content type in the header, response header first. After that, then you create output stream. If you changed order, then you have problem. You may have problem. So you may not get the data you want to generate. Yeah. All right. So then after that, so you can see we use our Java code. So this line, use our Java code to output our data as strings, Java strings. Yeah. You can generate many lines, Java strings. All right? Yeah. But after that, at the end, it is better to close your output stream object. Yeah. So that is a good habit to do that. So don't forget, good habit, because if you do this, you can release the memory resource occupied by that output stream object. Right? Yeah. Otherwise, although you finish your data processing, you occupy that resource in main memory, in the server's main memory. Yeah. So then, if you do that kind of thing in many different places, your web application could run very, very slow because too much resource is occupied. You never release unused resource. All right? Yeah. So that's the reason, although this line, it looks, not that important, but actually it has significant impact on your performance. Yeah. All right. So that is pretty much the whole story about typical Java servlet doing the data processing. Yeah. All right. After you get to know this whole procedure, next we can talk about problem. The main topic, main title of this topic, the problem we have in this way. Yeah. All right, so in our next slide, I want to use another example. Yeah. We did animal survey example, right? Because in that one, we need to present quite some data. Yeah. All right, so this is the data presentation part. Yeah. This part is generated by a servlet. Right? But how do we generate? Here, I cut two parts. Yeah, not the whole program. I only cut two data creation part. Yeah. The first part is this one. This one. Okay. Here you can see we need to generate HTML content here. Yeah. All right. So we need to use Java strings to generate HTML content. Yeah, it's a lot of strings. Okay. All right. Then the second part, that is our main data part. So you can see we need to organize our data in a special way, right? So here we use a while loop. So we get data from database. Then we need to, try to organize, right? Different lines. Yeah. Then at the end, yeah, so we need to using the standard HTML format to get the whole content here. Yeah. So what is the problem here? Think about, yeah. If you need to use this way to generate HTML content, is it a good thing or not? This question. Yeah. Because you do not have a lot of experience, right? Yeah. Think about for those Java web programmers, if they need to do this kind of thing every day for a long time, do you think they would complain? Yeah. Let me point out some more problem here. All right, so we know when we need to generate Java strings. So here we use double quotes, right? Double quotes. All right, that's the Java string double quotes. Right? Java string double quotes. But in your HTML content, think about your HTML content. Do you need to use double quotes in your HTML content? Yes, you need. Yeah. So look at this part. Backslash double quote. Backslash. Why backslash? Look at backslash double quote. Look at that. Backslash double quote. So many backslash double quotes. Now, what are they? What are they? Backslash double quotes. They are HTML double quotes. Right? You need to use a lot of HTML double quotes. Think about in your Java servlet program, you need to have many Java double quotes, many HTML double quotes. You need to separate. They are different. These two types of double quotes are different. You need to separate. When you need to use HTML double quotes, don't forget to escape it using backslash. But when you do things like this a lot, do you feel that kind of work is not very pleasant, right? That kind of work is not very pleasant. All right? Yeah. So think about that. So that's the main complaint from Java web programmers. After the servlet technology was used, became very popular, then there was a big complaint related to things like this. Then this problem, pretty big problem, so then it made the Java team. So they created this technology that made the Java team feel it is very important. A new technology should be created to solve this problem. Okay? Yeah. The new technology should avoid things like this. Yeah. That means if we have the new technology, some new technology, then we never need to do, HTML content thing in Java server. Or we almost eliminate. So here we may not completely, 100%, right? But we, 99 something percent eliminate things like this in a servlet. So that is the goal for a new technology. So that new technology is JSP. It is main goal for this problem. All right, so let me finish the problem part in the first video, B.1. So in my second video, B.2, I want to explain the details related to the JSP. All right.